Ooh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 168. Episode 168 of Tuck Rule Takes. I want to say gang's all here. Gang is currently not all here. I'm Mike. I am here. Big Al is here. Liam will be joining us later, and when he joins, Al is going to leave because there's actually a disturbance in the podcast. The co-hosts hate each other.
Yeah.
Not me and anybody.
Full fisticuffs. Full on fisticuffs.
They can't even be in the same virtual room together. They
Nope.
can't even do it. No. But just, we're in the dog days of the football, of really just sports season in general. So people got stuff to do, but we're making it work. I do want like a disclaimer as well. We will have an episode every week. Some weeks it may be pushed back a couple days, depending on what's going on. If something big happens, it may be earlier, but we will be having an episode every week, especially until free agency, all through that, all the way to the to the Patriots season. And Al, I was going to bring this up with Liam. If there's not much going on football wise and we don't have any like special debate going on, I feel like maybe we branch out to do a little bit more sports talk, not just Patriots,
Yeah, because I feel like all of us can talk Celtics. I feel like all of us have pretty good Celtic stuff. You can kind of keep us locked and loaded on the Bruins, and then you and I can kind of carry the Red Sox conversation because,
there's a lot.
There's a lot, right? I mean, just with the Red Sox, we can talk Red Sox for a quick second. They just signed Alex Bregman. Rafi Devers saying he doesn't want to be, the DH. And then you got Tristan Casas basically defending Devers and all that stuff. And you got Cora. It's a lot, but it's great. And it makes the Red Sox actually exciting again. That's all I want. It's a little excitement. That's it.
Yeah. So it's back. Like the Red Sox, they've taken advantage of the void right now in Boston sports because with the NHL, they got the Four Nations tournament going on. Mm-hmm. Bruins player Charlie McAvoy is hurt, so that's great. You always want someone to get hurt when they're participating in like an extra thing. But yeah, this is the time for the Red Sox. I wanted to ask you, and since it is just me and you, by the way, this episode, Liam and Al are going to give their Patriots off-season plan. Basically, they both went pretty in depth. I will give mine probably next week. I didn't know we were going this in depth, so I'm going to have to dive in and really come up with some things. But while Liam's not here, got the two baseball guys who can actually talk a little baseball. Did you think that the Red Sox were going to sign Alex Bregman? Because I didn't think it was going to happen. I think maybe just from not having any like confidence in John Henry or any of them. But what did you think?
No, I thought he was going to go to the Cubs. I thought the Cubs were going to sneak in last second because the Tigers are interesting because the Tigers, didn't they beat the Orioles in the wild card round to go to the divisional round? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and they have the best pitcher arguably in baseball in Tariq Skubal, and they have a young lineup. So I'm shocked. And plus, AJ Hinch is the manager. Like you have your old manager that you can play for. So, and not only that, they gave Alex Bregman a 6-year deal. Like they had a 6-year offer on the table for Bregman. So when it comes down to it, I think Bregman didn't get the offer that he wanted. But I also think that there was some, there was a little bit of enticement from, playing for Alex Cora. They have a good relationship. Yep. And honestly, look at the Red Sox just complete roster. Like the Tigers roster is good. Mm-hmm. But the Red Sox roster, the combination of good quality veteran players with the emergence of, the Anthony, Meyer, and Campbell trio, they have a lot coming through the pipeline. So I don't blame Alex Bregman, but good for John Henry, good for Craig Breslow. They went out, they were patient, and they got their guy. So I'm thrilled about it. And I used to hate Alex Bregman. I used to just want to punch his face every time he was on television. Just right hook, right to the cheek.
Same. It's funny to me because Alex Bregman was on the Astros, obviously big cheating scandal, all that fun stuff. Everybody hated every single Astro that was on that team. But when Bregman became available, you wouldn't even, there hasn't been one even like whisper of cheating brought up with him. Not that he's a cheater, but just like that whole thing. You know what I mean? Like it just seems like Sox fan, no way. Everybody's just like, yeah, what? Like we want him. I'm very happy he's here. He kills it at Fenway. I forget what his batting average is or whatever, but he kills it at Fenway. So he's
second
gonna play
best
well.
OPS, I think, like in history at Fenway. with like 95 plate appearances at
Yeah.
least. I think he's only behind like Ted Williams or something like that.
Yeah, which
I
like I mean,
think.
if you're on a list anywhere near Ted Williams, like I mean, you're doing well. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm pumped he's here. I think living in Florida, it's tough to get Patriots games for one. It's tough to get Bruins games, Celtics games. Sox games are even worse because there's more of them. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to watch now because like they're building a team that could actually compete. And like you've heard everybody else say, like it seems like they actually care about playing baseball now, which is awesome.
Right.
The ownership does, not the players. The
Yes.
players have always cared. The Devers thing. I feel like that's going to kind of soothe itself out because I don't maybe some things might be lost in translation, kind of how you talk. Like I don't think that he was as negative about like maybe moving over. Kind of like the gist I got is that when he
Yeah.
got signed, they told him he was going to be playing third base,
Right.
obviously. So when they said like, "Hey, do you want to move over?" Whatever, he's like, "No, I'm a third baseman." You kind of like that, and I'm sure you've heard people saying this, but you like the confidence, like this is my position, I'm playing this, I was signed to do this. But at the end of the day, Bregman is a much better third baseman defensively than you are. So like
100%.
I think he's going to move. I think eventually everybody will end up playing where they need to play. Maybe to
Mhm.
start the year, like Bregman kind of goes second base a little bit. Him and Devers maybe kind of ping pong back and forth at third. Devers eventually goes to DH. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I do think it'll all pan out. But I saw everybody freaking out about Devers, and I was like, God damn, we're talking Red Sox, huh?
I know it's great. The only thing I would have wanted to see from Devers is just some veteran leadership there. It's
Yeah.
a tough position, and
Yep.
you're confident. But look at what Alex Bregman said when he was asked about it. Bregman was like, "Wherever Alex Cora needs me to play, that's where I'm going to play."
Mhm.
That's the right answer. That's the answer you want for a team that's expected to take a jump this year. When you have
Yep.
Rafi Devers being like, "No, I won't move," the confidence is there, yes, and I can appreciate that. But in that moment, I would have liked him to be like, "You know what? If I can play third base, great. If I DH, great. Again, whatever the team needs me to do. Team, the team, the team. He's
Mhm.
still getting paid $30 million. And I had said this on Legends Lingo too. Why not make it so that way you have like 100 games at DH and then you can still play 60 to 62 games at third base. So you're
Yep.
getting some third base work in there. And also, Mike, you know this too. The key is going to be, is Christian Campbell ready for at the MLB? Is he ready
Mhm.
this year? Because if he's ready, then that makes it a whole lot harder because
Yep.
then you have an outfield logjam. Campbell can also play second base. So you're going to have some moving parts there. But
Mhm.
make no mistake about it, Alex Bregman being here is great. It's going to help Rocky Devers too. It's going to protect him in the lineup
Yep.
as well. So
Mhm.
nothing but good things. I'm excited for some Red Sox baseball this year. And that's the first time I've said that in at least 4 years.
Is the first time in recent memory that I've said
Mhm.
that. Like
Since
it got
2021, since that magical run.
so bad where last season I was watching the game of my in-laws and like I forget whether it was my brother-in-law, my father-in-law, but it's like kind of talking about something and they were like, "Oh, like who's the guy whoever?" And I couldn't even name the entire lineup. I was
I
like, "This
know.
is bad. This is rough." But like you said, the Red Sox are actually going to be entertaining to watch this year. I think that could compete for a playoff spot. Hopefully, they should be able to. No issues, but you never know. But yeah, that was talking baseball, talking Sox. I'm sure that'll happen a little bit more here and there as we move on, like while the Patriots are kind of in their downtime right now. But
Mhm.
there was actually some Patriots news.
Okay.
Um, Takitaki, is it Sean or how do you say his first name?
Uh, Sean,
Taki Taki.
Sion, Taki
Doesn't
Taki.
matter.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter
it
because he's
doesn't. It
gone.
really doesn't.
Patriots release him probably it's what 4:56 right now on Wednesday, probably what 20 minutes ago. They announced that they released him. He signed a 2-year deal worth 6.6 million basically back in 2024. So he had one more year left on his deal. This is the time. You got to get rid of him. They had an out to do it now. He carries $1 million dead cap hit, whatever. Um, Bigger news for this, though, and we're not going to spend a ton of time on this because there's really nothing to talk about. He missed all preseason last year, which sucked because I did like him, but I
Mhm.
think this shows that Mike Vrabel is in charge. Not that we needed it to be confirmed, but he clearly does not fit the defense that Vrabel wants. I'm fine with it, even though I like Takitaki. I thought it was a good signing. I think I even said that, when it happened. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Oh well, whatever. Move on. Any crazy thoughts about this, or how do you feel?
It's the same way. And you know what? This is good too because it shows us that when push comes to shove, Mike Vrabel is going to have the final say. And he and Elliot Wolf seems like he's not going to have a problem with being like, all right, Mike, if this is what you want, we'll do it. Because
Mhm.
again, it's that collaboration piece. Everyone was wondering, will Vrabel and Wolf be able to collaborate with one another? This is big because this was one of Elliot Wolf's big guys in Cleveland that
Yep.
came over and was going to be, a little bit of help in that linebacker room. So now you have a guy that's the alpha male. He makes the decisions, and we're good with that. An adult is in the room. That's the big thing.
That's the thing that, I mean, we've all been texting about it, me, you, and Liam, for, I mean, since Vrabel got here. It just feels a little better now because you have a professional, experienced adult in the room. Multiple, actually, because you got Doug Marrone as well as in there, too. Like Josh McDaniels. You have people now who aren't going to be beholden to what Elliot Wolf did before, like, or Matt Groh or even Kraft or whatever. Like they're going to build their team how they want. And yeah, it sucks. Like I said, I liked him, but injuries, I mean, I probably even mentioned it when it happened. When you get hurt before the season, that fucks you up.
It does.
There's hardly any coming back from that. I mean, we've seen it time and time again with Patriots players, other players from other teams. When you miss preseason, you start off on the wrong foot. Like it happened with Devontae Parker when he was here. He got hurt. Juju Smith-Schuster, that's a big one. He was a little nicked up, couldn't really get, acquainted with, Mac Jones, whoever his quarterback was at that
Right.
time. So yeah, it sucks. But Taki, see you later. Sorry, man, but sucks. I hope he gets picked up somewhere else because, like I said, I did like him. But yeah. But before we get into your thing, Al, your plan, do
Yes.
you have anything you want to get to or mention or comment on or anything before we get to your offseason plan for the Patriots?
I feel like the big story we got to talk about, at least for a few minutes, T. Higgins franchise tag.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
I mean, we kind of have to because that's the big thing. So
Mhm.
since I kind of started it, I'll just, rattle it off real quick. So T.
Oh, yeah.
Higgins franchise tag by the Bengals. Apparently, there are reports out there, Mike, that if the Patriots wanted to pursue Higgins in a trade, it would require 2 first-round picks. I mean, at this point, there's one way that I would do it, and I'll say this quick. There's one way that I would do it. If you cannot give up your first-round pick this year, so
Mhm.
if you can give up like a 2026 and a 2027, then fine. If you can
Yep.
assure that T. Higgins is going to be here for 4 or 5 years on a contract extension, and you get him for big money and you get your number one receiver, then fine. You like him that much, go get him. But if you're not confident that he's your number one receiver, 2 first-round picks for a team that's rebuilding, and especially that's basically again in year zero. That's what we're going to call it. We're in year zero again, Mike.
Mhm.
Like it's
Yeah.
not year one.
Unfortunately.
It's year
Yeah.
zero in the Vrabel era. You need those picks. So unless you're confident that you can get T. Higgins here, just let him go. Let Cincinnati deal with it because maybe T. Higgins, sits out for the year. Maybe
Hmm.
he still requests the trade, and then maybe you get something with that.
Yep.
And then again, I know it's the 2 first-round picks, but if you're not 100% confident, just move on. There's plenty of other options. That's
Yeah.
my take. I don't know how you feel because I know you were a big T. Higgins guy like I was, but would you try to pursue it? And if you're going to pursue it, what's it going to take?
I mean, I wouldn't hang up the phone. I mean, I definitely wouldn't, block the Bengals number if we're gonna kind of, use any sort of metaphor or whatever. Because I'm looking like next year, the Bengals are gonna have to shell out $127 million, most likely, between T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow. That's a crazy amount. Even if some of them defer some money, I'm thinking baseball talk, deferring money, deferring contracts and shit. If people, kind of convert things to signing bonuses or whatever, that's a lot of money. So I don't know. Like I didn't even think of the fact where if you wanted to get them, it didn't have to be a first for this year. I'd almost be open to that because next year's first round pick, ideally, you hope it's in the bottom third of the draft, right? Assuming things kind of go right. And then the following year, you would definitely hope it's in, because I mean, you're kind of hoping you're in a playoff spot 2 years from now. So, like, what
Right.
is that first round pick other than just a late, then an early second rounder? Just like Belichick used to say, a late first round pick is basically a second round pick. But what I would do though, I would hate to give that up, even though T. Higgins, like, he's what, 25, I think, 27, 25, something like that, 26, somewhere in between there. You sign him, he's your guy for the next 3, 4, 5 years. But
Mhm.
I, kind of like you said, if he sits out, he could request a trade. He could become such a problem where the Bengals say, hey, you know what? We're just going to trade you, or like, we're just going to, like, if he doesn't sign the tag, because he has to sign the tag, right? And then otherwise
I
it's a
think
holdout.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he refuses to sign it, they're going to have to trade him as opposed to just letting him walk. Actually, they can't, because if he doesn't sign it, they can try it again next year and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But,
And
but they're not going to want to do that.
right. And the thing is too that I don't understand. You have to pay Joe Burrow. You have to pay Jamar Chase, who's already said
Have
supposedly he
to.
wants 40 million. And by the
Have to.
way, Trey Hendrickson, sorry. Ever heard of him?
He's
Like
coming up
really good on
too.
that defense. Like that's four players. There's no way four players you're gonna put like and throwing a round number out there, 160 million. There's no way you're
Mm-mm.
gonna spend 160 million dollars on four players. You're
No
gonna
way.
have to make a sacrifice. You're not gonna get rid of your quarterback. You're not gonna get rid of Jamar Chase. Why are you stringing along T. Higgins? Let
Mhm.
him go get his bag somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't understand what since he's thinking here. But then again, of course, we could in a week or so be talking about, oh, the Bengals hammered out a long-term deal. Maybe T. Higgins really wants
Maybe.
to stay in Cincinnati and he's willing to take a hometown discount. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't given off that vibe at all. So I don't know. Like,
Right.
obviously, they think that they can sign him. That's why they did this. But I'm not giving up yet. But I'm definitely he's not, kind of going into the offseason. We're like, okay, so the Patriots are most likely going to get T. Higgins. That's not where I'm at. So T. Higgins is kind of like, listen, we should still have him on the back burner, still trying to, stoke that fire or whatever, but I don't know if you're going to be able to get him. But again, it's not, doom and gloom. It's not definitely not going to happen, but we'll see. So I'm
Right.
assuming that T. Higgins news factors into your offseason plan for the Patriots, right?
It actually doesn't.
It does. Okay. Oh, well, so
I don't have T.
wherever you
Higgins
want
in
to
there.
start, my friend,
Before
lay it
before we
out.
start before we start, Mike, I think perfect little tease to kind of get into it. You got to shout out the sponsors. I think we got to do that real quick.
Dude, I was just looking at, I wish I could show. I have a sticky note here that says Sports Spider that I
I
always
saw the
like,
sport
I
part on
look
it.
at too, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta say that. So, but before Sports Spider though, Couch Guy Sports, the OGs of this, the ones who got this all going almost 200 episodes ago, you are the one. I've said it before. You are the one who got this going. You reached out to me. You got us all in there. You said, who do you want? You said, I got this great kid for you, Liam. Wish you picked someone else, but I'm saddled with his ass forever. But yeah, I remember. I think I still have the notes app of all the names that we were trying to come up with. And I was like, hey, I have these. But Tuck Rule Takes what we landed on. Couch Guy Sports. Go take a look. Liam has a podcast on there too for the Celtics. If you want to go read about that, anything else, go take a look. But also Sports Spider, my sticky note, Sports Spider with a Y. If you've been listening, you know it's Spider with a Y. Go there, go to the NFL tab, Patriots. You'll see us there immediately after we post. And then also, like I keep saying, scroll around, look at other stuff. It's not just football, it's not just Patriots, it's not just us. Go take a look. Sports Spider, Couch Guy Sports as well. There are plenty of different avenues right now. This is the thing. There's if you don't like one site you're looking at, if those guys have kind of started to annoy you, check out Tuck Rule Takes. Go to Couch Guy. Go to Sports Spider. Go take a look at everything else. There's a bunch of options out there. And yeah, hopefully I'm not going to say like, subscribe, and share because I can't do that.
I'll say
It
it. Like
freaks
and
me out.
subscribe. Like and
There
subscribe.
you go. Like and subscribe. But
Gotcha.
yeah, sponsors got them out the way. Now on to business. Al, Patriots off-season plan. What do you got?
All right. So, a couple disclaimers. Number one, this is not the full plan. These are the big names, the big, like, okay, these are guys that I think are crucial. There's some things missing. Like, I'm just going to say it. I don't have a backup quarterback. Like, obviously, we can throw in a name like Joe
Whatever.
Flacco, whatever. But, anyways,
Yeah.
these are the big names. And the other thing, too, I tried to base it off of base salaries, basically what the players made for their current teams, what their contract extensions were a couple years ago, year ago, whatever. So if these can't be done, don't come at me, fans. I'm just trying to think realistically here. And I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how the salary cap works fully. So we're just gonna base it off a base salary. That's
Oh,
all
no
we're
one
gonna do.
does. No one does.
Okay. So Mike, I'm gonna ask you this real quick. I have five signings, one trade, and two draft thoughts. What do
Ooh.
you want to hear first?
You know what? Let's say five signings, one trade. You know what? Let's get the let's get the trade out of the way. I want to know who the
All
trade is.
right.
I'm dying to know because it's also the lowest number. Let's start with one. Get it out of the
Yep.
way.
All right. So the trade is for a wide receiver. It's a name we've thrown around, and I think that this would be a great addition for the contract. I have the New England Patriots this offseason trading for Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp. So I got
Okay.
Cooper Kupp in here. He has 2 years left on his deal, about 27 million for the base salary. The big thing with Cooper Kupp, though, and this is the only hesitancy that the Patriots might have, if he were to opt out after the 2025 season, because he hasn't opted out in his contract,
Mhm.
you got $22 million of dead cap. That's the only thing
Mm.
that's a little suspicious about that. But if you're willing to take that chance, maybe you restructure the contract, maybe you make that into like a 3 for 40 with some incentives and stuff like that. I
Mhm.
think Cooper Kupp is an adult in the room. I think he's somebody that can elevate the play of the wide receiver room that much more. And he's basically a second coach on the field. That's what you need right now. And I
Mhm.
think Cooper Kupp still has some good football left for him. So move number one, trade for Cooper Kupp. I don't know what it would take. It would probably be like, I don't know, you might have to do like a Kendrick Bourne and maybe like a second round pick, maybe, 2 seconds, something like that. But
Mm.
get that deal done. Get Cooper Kupp in the room. That's number
Dude,
one.
I'm not gonna get into it after you say. I'm just gonna give my just like one sentence, whatever,
Yeah,
half
yeah.
a paragraph thoughts. I'm all in on it. You hit the nail on the head. You have an adult in the room. You have someone who can kind of shepherd along these new guys. I like it. Obviously, he's on the back nine of his career, but yeah, get him in here. I think, but yeah, maybe a second, maybe even a third in Kendrick Bourne or something. I don't know. Whatever it takes, as long as it's not crazy. I don't care about the money. Like you said, restructure it, kind of get rid of that opt out. But yeah, Cooper
Mhm.
Kupp would be in. Cooper Kupp is like the Julian Edelman. He could be that to Drake May.
Yep,
So yeah, I'm
exactly.
in. I like it. Smart player, gritty player. New England would love him too. So yeah, I didn't know who you were going with the trade because there's a few trades the Patriots could do for a receiver. Love it.
Yep.
Cooper Kupp, bring him in. That's a A. I like that one.
Okay. So now we got we have two draft picks and the 5 signings. Where do you want to go next?
Go draft picks. Go draft it. Keep the signings for the end because I'm trying to see where you're built. Because if you got Cup coming in, okay. So I'm
Okay.
assuming maybe you're not signing a big name guy. Maybe you're. I don't know what you're doing. Give me the
All
draft
right.
picks. Give me the
Okay.
couple
So
draft picks.
yeah, and again, a little crazy, but this could work. All right, at number 4, I have the Patriots. Oh, here we go. We got
Oh,
we got
here
the
he
other one on
is.
here.
Here he is. If you are listening and you're not watching, you can't see. He's not here yet. His internet sucks. I don't know what he does, but he can't pay his internet. Look, he's got something up on his screen.
Yeah, he can't even. There it
Liam
is.
is here. There he is, fresh off of work. Because again, yeah, we're recording weird time today. Like the sun is still out. I got my light on. This is a
Yep.
crazy time. Crazy. Liam, you're muted, by the way, my friend. If you want to start talking,
I do want to start
dumb
talking. I
dumb.
was I was agreeing with you. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, very unusual. And then you
Yeah, you're like,
Fox
damn.
chimed in.
Yep.
Let me fill you in. So if you're
Mm,
watching, you see another person has popped up. It's Liam. But if
yeah,
you're
boy.
listening, Liam is finally here. Um, Al just started his postseason offseason thoughts. His first one.
Excellent. I didn't
He's
miss the goods.
he's got one trade, two draft signings, right? And then
Two draft. Yep.
two draftees, and then 5 signings. Who he went with to trade for? Wide receiver, former Ram Cooper Cup.
My
How do you
man.
feel about that? How do you feel? Because I gave a quick
Adore.
thought. How do you feel? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's Cooper Cup. Like, first of all, brings the Great White Hope back to Foxborough, but more so, like he's when healthy, a top 3 wide receiver in the league.
Boom.
Give me that.
Okay.
Yep. Love it.
All
All right.
right.
Now he's doing draft.
Okay. At number 4, I have the New England Patriots taking
Choose wisely.
from the University of Colorado, Travis Hunter. Now, I'm not taking Travis Hunter as a corner, my friends. No, no, no. I'm making Travis Hunter
No.
a wide receiver in this offense.
The
How
left
much
tackle.
say do
Oh.
you have in this matter? Does Travis Hunter have no say?
So does it change the fact, Al, that he's, I guess, going to the combine as a defensive back? Does
No,
does
because
that
he
change
still
it at
has
all?
the
Because he
nope.
can. Okay.
He still has the breakaway speed. He still has the offensive instincts. He still can run routes. Like have somebody with Drake May that's
Mhm.
young, fast, and has, again, that breakaway speed that we talked about. So
Okay. Yeah,
that's
I don't
that's my
hate it.
first one.
I don't hate it. Give the other
Second
one, and then
round.
we'll give our thoughts. Yeah.
Second round. I'm going receiver again. I'm building the young core of receivers, and I'm going Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver, Ohio State University.
Grand slam.
Beast.
Give me
Grand slam pick.
now. So now in 3 moves, you have a veteran wide receiver, you have 2 rookie wide receivers. If you trade Kendrick Bourne in that Cup deal, then
You're
you
gonna
have
have to.
those 3. You have Booty, you have Douglas. There's your 5 wide receivers. There's your
Jalen
offense.
Polk,
Eh,
Javon Baker.
eh.
Dude,
But there's your offense.
let me
So
tell
your
you.
wide receivers are taken care of.
That's the guy I want them to take. Travis Hunter, I can, you can convince me to take him, convince me not to take him, whatever, even if, he ends up playing corner, wide receiver, whatever. He's a very talented guy. Emeka Egbuka, right? That's how you say his
Yeah,
last name?
Egbuka. Yep.
I I sound like such a white guy too. How do you say this guy's last name? It's not Smith, so I don't. It's not Smith or Jones. How do you say it? Yeah,
Sullivan.
I do Grant because I think I was looking at a list and people were saying like you got to draft wide receivers and develop them. There were so many that were taken in the second, fourth, fifth, third rounds. Like you don't need to take anybody in the first. I mean, if you have to go up there to get them, that's fine. Yeah, I love that one because I think he could be your like I don't want to bring up these guys, but you're Justin Jefferson type, you're Jamar Chase type, where this is just the guy who like he's your wide receiver one after like
Yep.
a year. So yeah, I love that. Travis Hunter one, I'm fine with. I'm not as elated as other people would be, but
Right.
I am happy with it. Liam, how would you feel? Travis Hunter, and Emeka
Hunter.
Ipuka. Yeah.
Love Emeka, stud. Travis Hunter, a little bit more hesitant on just because of this fairy tale world that Al's painted it. That, if we're drafting you, we're going to choose what position you play. This
He's
dude
probably going
has
to
a
be around in the second round. He'll probably be there.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
100%. I think think Emeka's a fine pick, but Travis Hunter, like no one's told this kid what to do his whole life, and I don't think when he walks into the Patriots organization, he's gonna look at a guy like Al and go, you know what? Yeah, you're gonna be the first guy to tell me what to do in my entire life. I'll listen to you. No,
We'll see. All right. So the
I
trades
love
out
it
of the
so far.
way, the drafts are out of the way, the signings.
Let's go.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
born ready.
All right. Do you want me to go offense or defense first?
Go defense. Go defense. You've been doing offense a little bit. So
All
yeah, go
right.
defense.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. All right. So I am going to, one of the first signings I'm going to do. So I'm going to sign Minnesota Viking cornerback Byron Murphy. Three
Okay.
year, $36 million deal. I would give him 24 million guaranteed, a base of 8 million, $3 million signing bonus, 9 million in incentives. He was a 2024 Pro Bowl corner. You put him on the other side of Christian Gonzalez. That takes care of your 2 corners for the next
hmm
5 years.
Okay. I didn't even think
Nice.
that. I've heard the name kind of thrown around like weeks ago, but yeah, I didn't even think of that. I would like that. Corner, I don't think of it as a pressing need, but it's definitely something that if you can get someone in free agency, not draft, I wouldn't draft someone. You can get someone
Right.
in free agency, get them, put him next to Christian Gonzalez. That's good. Then you have Marcus Jones taking over the slot. Like, that's good. I like that one. And you said what, 3-year deal? Love that.
I
Love
would
a
do a
quick little
3 year
3-year
deal.
deal. Yep.
Yes.
Yep, I'm in. I am all in for that one. Liam, I heard your nod of approval, your yes of approval. So I'm
Very
assuming
much
you're in
so.
for it. There we
Okay.
go.
All right. So I'm going to stick with defense. So another disclaimer, I only have one offensive signing. Only one.
Oh
Because
shit.
obviously, because I went with the trade and the draft route, and obviously we filled out the wide
Okay.
receiver. So we filled that
All
out.
right.
So I'll get the offensive one right now. Obviously, have to fix the offensive line. There's one name that I have been saying the whole offseason. You guys know from the Baltimore Ravens, left tackle Ronnie Stanley. Similar to Byron Murphy, a 3-year deal.
Mhm.
He signed a 5-year, right around $100 million contract in 2020 with the Ravens. So I would give him a 3 for 60, give him about 45 million guaranteed, $10 million signing bonus, do like a $5 million like game bonus. Like, he plays,
Yeah.
he gets a certain amount every game.
Yeah. Health
He
and
only
all that
made
stuff.
7.5 million in 2024, but the numbers are there. He's been good. He's been a staple on that offensive line. and you take care of Drake May's blind side right there with Ronnie Stanley for the next couple of years.
That's the guy you throw the bag in quotes at to me. I know you want receivers. I know you want all this stuff, pass rushers, Josh Sweat's out there, whatever. No, you throw the bag at Ronnie Stanley. That'd be great. The day that Adam Schefter tweets that, breaking, Patriots decide Ronnie Stanley to a 3-year, $62 million deal, 48 guaranteed, something incentive, blah, blah, blah. I'm in. You can't overpay, in my eyes, for a left tackle like that. You can't. Even if you got to give him a little bit more guaranteed, I don't care. I would adore that signing. That'd be
I have something similar but slightly different.
That's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I think they're all going to be, we're going to be kind of in the same path. But okay, yeah, I like it so far. I like the team you're building. I like it. That's your only offensive one.
That's the only offensive one.
All right, let's go. Defense,
right now.
Come on. Yeah.
All right, so now the defense. Liam's going to love this one. From the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, defensive end Josh Sweat.
Home run.
I would give him a 4-year, $52 million deal, $40 million guaranteed, $10 million base salary, $6 million signing bonus, $6 million in incentives. He signed a 1-year, $10 million contract with the Eagles in 2024. We know what Josh Sweat can do. He can get off the line of scrimmage very, very easily, get to the quarterback, and that's what the Patriots need. And with my plan, if you're taking Travis Hunter at 4, you still need to upgrade your pass rush. That upgrades it immediately. So give me Josh Sweat.
Dude, guarantee the entire contract. I don't care.
Really?
Can you imagine him, Keon White, and Barmore on the same line, so to speak?
Call me crazy. I might be the only one that has reservations that we win the overpaid Josh Sweat sweepstakes because I love the dude. He's a monster. But that's a huge price tag for somebody who had one exceptional game and 9 pretty good games. I like him. He's a monster, but he was part of a collective unit, not the star of the
I think he'll be a part of a collective unit on the Pats. I think Vrabel's going to build a good unit for him there too. That's what I think. And also,
but it won't be next year.
You're going to overpay.
So we'd be paying him. Yes,
you don't
we're
know.
paying him a ton of money.
I don't know. AFC Championship. I don't know.
Oh boy,
all right, no,
we're at
I
this
like
point
it though.
in the podcast.
I like it so far.
All right. So my last 2 signings still on defense. They're both linebackers because obviously you got rid of Takitaki just over a little under an hour ago. And Jawan Bentley's coming back from an injury. So I figured you got to stockpile the linebackers a little bit. So I'll do the first one that's kind of been another name that's been thrown out from the San Francisco 49ers, inside linebacker Dre Greenlaw. I'd give him a 3-year, $30 million deal, $20 million guaranteed, $5 million in a signing bonus, $5 million in incentives. He signed a 2-year, $16 million contract in 2022 with a base of about $10 million, and he's coming off an injury. So that's a big thing. You can get him for fairly cheap, and I think you can get him for a fair deal and a prove-it deal, and I think he would want to come here because he would be kind of a featured linebacker in this defense, and I think the Patriots need linebacker help badly. So give me Dre Greenlaw for the inside linebacker.
Yeah, I'm in. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. I'm in on that. Yeah, 100%.
Huge Dre Greenlaw guy. I love him. I don't think it's going to happen, so I didn't even put him on my board, but obviously I would take him in a heartbeat.
Okay. Yep. All right. Last one. Outside linebacker, because again, you need another linebacker. It's a name I've thrown out there. I know you guys aren't going to agree with it, but it's okay. Bring back Matt Judon.
Oh shit! I was
Bring
joking.
back
That's
Matt
who
Judon.
You're talking about
Matt Judon.
Damn.
Give him a 2-year, $30 million deal. Give him a team option for a 3rd year, so you can pick up that option if you want it. $20 million guaranteed, $5 million signing bonus, $5 million roster bonus. The base would be about $10 million. A guy that has proven he can play here. Mike Vrabel would love Matt Judon on this defense. He's smart. He has good instincts. Again, another guy that can get to the quarterback. If you added Judon with Sweat, you beef up your pass rush, and your pass rush becomes that much more effective. Because I think Judon would thrive being back here and being around some of the guys that he was around in Jawan Bentley, and even just not, for linebackers like DeMarcus Jones, Jonathan Jones if he resigns, Christian Gonzalez, other guys, Christian Barmore, obviously.
Yep.
So, and we even forgot about Christian Barmore. So,
yeah,
I think Judon could be, a piece that I don't think he would come back here, but I think you could get him back here if you wanted to, and I think it'd be beneficial. So
So
That'd be
funny.
good.
I have that exact same thing. And literally in my notes, I wrote, get this, comma, Matthew Judon.
Yeah, keep it on there. Keep it on there. I'll act surprised when you bring it up later. I'll be like,
Yeah.
what,
yes.
Matthew Judon, dude? That'd
No.
So
be
just to just
that'd be
real quick,
good.
just to recap everything because I do have
Mhm.
to hop off in about 3-4 minutes. Signing Matt Judon, signing Dre Greenlaw, signing Josh Sweat, sign Ronnie Stanley, sign Byron Murphy, draft Travis Hunter at 4, draft Emeka Egbuka in the second round of the draft, and then trading for Cooper Kupp. So those are my moves. That's my Patriots offseason plan.
All right. Yeah,
Give it a
I'm in.
Big.
grade. Give it a grade.
You know what? I'm gonna say that is a solid. I'm gonna give it. You know what? You know what's bringing it? I say bring it down.
It's okay.
I'm gonna give it a B, just a
Okay.
solid B.
A little low
And
for
I
you. I'm
know
surprised.
it's gonna be crazy. I don't love the Travis Hunter pick,
Hmm.
which I don't know
I
why.
agree.
There's gonna be egg on my face. I get it, but I don't love it. That's all. But I know he's probably gonna be a fucking Pro Bowler, all pro, whatever player for whatever position he picks. But yeah, that's all. But no, B, solid B. I would not be like, oh no, this is what they did. I'd be like, cool, we're ready to, to cause a ruckus this season. Yeah, I like that. I give it a
All right.
B. I give
Liam?
it a B.
I'll give it a I'll give it a C. You know, a bit of wishful thinking in there, but the execution was pretty good.
All
Damn,
right.
man, that's low.
I know.
Yeah, like
You guys
C's
went
average.
lower.
I
I th-
I passed. I got all my degrees with C's, baby.
I thought
That
truthfully, I thought Mike, I thought you were gonna go like A minus, and I
I
thought
was
Liam was gonna
thinking.
go like B minus. That's what I thought you guys were gonna
Yeah,
do.
dude, we are nothing if not fair in level
Yeah,
headed.
you have
That's
to
what we
be.
are. That's
You
what we
have to
are.
be.
So, but still, either way, whatever grade you want to throw at it, that's a great off season. Those are some good signings. Maybe they re-sign a couple guys too. Dietrich Wise, another one who's a free agent as well. Maybe they re-sign him because he's one of their players. I don't know, but still, good, good options, good people. I like it all. You kind of took it. You took so would you assume before you get out, would you assume with like the third and fourth round pick, they're going to take a right tackle as well?
Yeah, they'll take some sort of
Just whoever it
lineman.
happens to be. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're gonna try to draft a couple guys, and there's
Mhm,
probably gonna be some smaller offseason signings, but
mhm.
excuse me, again, these are the big names that I would be like, okay, I'd be like, whoa, holy shit. Like they signed Byron Murphy, they signed Ronnie Stanley. Like, let's go. This is great. Like these
Okay.
are good additions to this football team. So
Come on.
again, I thought it was pretty solid. I'll take, a B minus C plus overall on this, but Liam, I'm looking forward to listening to the rest of the episode and hearing yours and giving my thoughts. So
Best believe.
I'm
Enjoy
yeah.
excited too. I can't
your
wait.
plans this evening. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you
Have a good
both.
one, man. See you later.
See you
Always
guys.
later.
All right, good. Now that the fucking teacher's gone.
Yeah,
All right.
God, get fucking rid of him.
Hey, I want to ask you because I asked Al too. Takitaki released probably like
Sight.
half an hour before we hit record. Me and Al kind of had the same thought about it. Like whatever. I think we both had higher hopes, but like I told Al, I think when you're injured and you miss the entire preseason, that sets you back on such a bad foot. Like it happened with Juju, it happened with Devontae Parker. Like it happens with so many players, dude. Where like when you
Yeah.
miss that time, especially on a new team, it'd be different if and we saw it. Jonathan Jones missed some time, but he came back and played pretty solid. But when
Yeah.
you're on a new team, it's tough. Like kind of thoughts on Taki being released, if you have any great
It's just
thoughts.
disappointing. Like it just
Yeah.
blows. Like,
Mhm.
oh god damn. I'm just mad that it didn't work out because the potential was there and the potential was awesome.
Yeah, and that's what I told or kind of what me and Al brought up, where I think really the main takeaway with this is that Mike Vrabel owns the room right now because
Yes.
Taki was an Elliott Wolf guy, he was a Matt Groh guy, like Elliott Wolf had him over in Cleveland, but for
Yeah.
Vrabel to come in and be like, yeah, this guy, he's still got a year left on the contract that he just signed. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Thanks for your time, but you're out. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's I think it shows, not that we needed to hear it, but Mike Vrabel is in charge of this team, which is what we wanted. You have professionals in the room. Like, we've all texted to each other. We're happy that there's experienced people in the room. Takitaki's gone. I'm assuming Jelani Tavai is going to be the next one who gets released. Especially after his comments about the team and about the players last year, or about the
Which
fans.
sucks.
Yeah, which, because I do like him, and I don't know, I don't know if he like fits the Vrabel defense. I'm not as like football X's and O's inclined to know that. I've heard people say that I guess he could fit in it, but he's not like an
Yeah.
ideal linebacker. I don't know. I'd be kind of bummed out, but I would get it if Tavai got cut. But oh well.
Yeah, and it seems like there are better options that we'll talk about down the line because he's not a
Yes, we
great
will.
pass coverage guy, but I don't know, blows just because he has memorable plays from the last 2 years. Even though the
Yeah.
last 2 years sucked, he had some memorable plays, and
Mhm.
I'd like to reward players that weather the storm that are
Mhm.
good enough to be on a better team.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll see. We still got what, like 3 weeks until free agency, but I don't know. So, all right, do you have anything you want to comment on or whatever before we get into your off-season plan?
No, nothing in particular. I'm ready to
All right,
dive into this.
fuck
I
it,
am
let's
so
go.
psyched.
Yeah, no, get in. I'm pumped. Yeah, when Al started his, I was like, he's got 8 moves. I wonder what they're going to be. He had one trade, two draftees to talk about, and 5 signings. So not that you have to break it down like that or anything, but yeah,
Yeah.
wherever you want to start. Are you gonna? Does T Higgins factor into any of your
No,
plans? Because okay, do you want to
absolutely
talk about
not.
T Higgins possibly getting tagged real quick, or do you care at all?
Yeah, I mean, we can touch on it. We can
I
touch on
know,
it,
I
but
know you're
I'm fucking
thrilled.
tired of the talk, so we can touch on it and then move on,
One
hopefully
minute,
for
60
good.
seconds. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it.
All right. So Friggin, he got franchise tagged.
Yeah.
Classic. Unless he holds out, he's probably
Mhm.
not going anywhere. The Bengals have all the reason in the world to keep him because him and Jamar are perfect. They complement each other perfectly. No player that's ever held out has ever worked out for them. Melvin Gordon, Le'Veon Bell just doesn't fucking work out forever. It never fucking works out. So
Mhm.
he's not going to do it. And trading for him would cost 2 first-round picks, which is absolutely egregious. If Devontae Adams doesn't go for 2 first-round picks, he definitely shouldn't. Even though Devontae's older, I don't care. Fucking
Mhm.
absolutely not.
He's better. Yeah, he's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, would it change at all? Because Al brought up if those first round picks were not this year's pick, but next year's pick, and then the year after
No,
that. Would that change it at all?
absolutely
No.
not. No, 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 no,
Okay.
no. Because those are still first-round picks, and heaven forbid we suck again. Those
Mhm.
picks become super fucking
Jesus.
valuable,
Yeah.
which we
Yeah, I
totally
hope not.
could again not be great. Like we could win 6 games and that pick could be top five. And if we
Mhm.
lose that for T. Higgins, I would be furious. I'd never forgive this
Yeah,
organization.
no, a top 5 pick for Higgins. No, that wouldn't work. Yeah, the only
It's
way I could see him
despicable.
coming is if he ended up holding out, didn't sign the franchise tag, and since he for some reason decided to do what's best for him and trade him. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm not slamming the door, but I'm definitely like, starting to shut it and saying bye to T Higgins though, for sure.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's it though. We don't need to talk about it. If you're listening, you heard me and Al talk about it. The thoughts aren't great. It's just, hey, if he comes here, great. If not, he's probably off the board. So Liam, wherever you want to start with your off-season plan, just fire it off. Let's go.
So I guess we'll start with the grand overall picture. We have 120 million in the quotes of our former coach
You're going to say
to
120
burn.
million, 120 moves. Like, bro, we don't have
No,
the time.
no, fuck no. Although I'm probably close. I have just all the intricacies in here, but 120 million to burn. I'm still gonna rock with that phrase because even though it didn't work out, I still liked it. So looking at the guys that we can re-sign here, there are immediately 7 names that I crossed off the board of guys that were absolutely under no circumstances bringing back. These are Jacoby Brissett, Okorafor, Daniel Aquale, Jamichael Hasty, O'Shea Zimenez, Lester Cotton, and Demontre Jacobs. All gone. Absolutely fucking gone. There's
Noah
no chance
Quale,
that we're keeping
that's
those.
the only one that I'd be like, you think? But
No,
no, Noah
no.
Quale. I'm cool with everybody else. Fuck
No,
him.
he's only been okay. We have no reason to keep him, and I foresee us bringing in a lot of defensive linemen,
Cool. Get him out.
which we will get to. Yeah, he's fucking gone.
Yep.
So then the other ones, I struggle with, and I have arguments. I literally have a little yellow notepad that I had a tie stick the other night and just scribbled my notes on each and every one of these players. So I'll go through it relatively quickly, but these are just my thoughts on each one, and I'm
All right.
kind of talking myself through re-signing or cutting these guys or letting these guys walk, I guess. So we'll start with Jonathan Jones, good old John Bones
The big
Jones,
one.
because
Yep.
yeah. I said, and I quote, "This one's really tough for me. I feel like he's been a mainstay of what the Pats used to be, and I wouldn't be entirely shocked if he got the tag. I do think at 32, though, with him being a part of memorable low light plays from this past season, Jones sees the door."
Did you write that down? So
Yeah.
you actually, because I saw you were reading. I was like, God,
hmm
so this
I
is
tell
like your
you,
diary.
I have
So you're
a
just like writing
fucking
down your own little diary,
yeah.
huh?
I have a little yellow notepad.
Dude, I love it. I like
Yeah,
he's 32, you said?
yeah.
What if they kind of converted him to safety, which has been floated around out there?
If we're gonna rock the McCourty approach, then I'm fine. A 1 year,
Hmm.
$5-6 million deal, bring him
Yep.
back for 1 more year, rock him at safety. I'm fine with it.
Hmm.
Mostly for nostalgia, not for recent play, but I do still like the guy. So it was tough.
That's a tough one. Yeah, yeah. I kind of I might want him back a little more than you, but I think it might have to be with a position change. But I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I can't convince
Yeah,
you one way or
but
another.
like
I don't
then
know.
he'd be a backup safety, and then what do we do with Jalen Hawkins, which we get into in a little bit. But
Yeah.
so we got Wise here. Wise is a tough one. I'll talk myself in and out of arguments to keep him. In the end, as long as it's at a good price, we're getting somebody who gets to the quarterback consistently every season. Is it consistently dynamic numbers? No. Was it his snap count the second lowest of his career last year? It was 36.6% last year, down from 56% the year before. His lowest ever, I believe, was 22, and that was in 18. Yes, here I am talking myself out of Wise again. They could tag him. Clearly, I was just struggling in the mind here, and I'm
This
still
is
not
incredible.
entirely sure. I would probably end up re-signing him as long as it's at a good price.
Yeah,
Austin
I
Hooper.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree with him. I just want to give my just like one sentence
Yeah, by
thought
all
after
means.
you give him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, fucking
yeah. Dietrich
interrupt me as
Wise,
much as you want. That's the
he was
point.
a he was a captain too. So I think he's kind of
Yeah.
like a leader in the room, and he strikes me as someone. He's not like a problem guy.
No,
Sure, he had like some comments towards the end of the year, but it was nothing like to
but everyone was
rise.
pissed.
Yeah, like I think he'd be one. Maybe you bring back on like a 2 year deal, with a potential out after next year, just in case. Yeah, I think I would want him back more than Jones if I had to like pick between the two,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
gritty veterans. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, he's been consistent 5 sacks a
Hmm.
season. Like he's never had like two, and he's
Hmm.
never had like 12. So it's
Dude,
like
he's
if
solid.
you're gonna be
Yeah.
consistent, yeah. And like I remember him getting to the quarterback more than anyone else this past season. So
Yeah.
like how am I supposed to shit on the guy?
Hmm.
Granted, sample size wasn't super great.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I
So
like him though. I would say bring him back, but okay, cool. What you got
yeah,
next?
I agree, and I can talk myself in and out of it. But
Okay.
next we got Austin Hooper. And I said
Hmm.
the Hooper Duper experience was fun. Few deep
Hmm.
balls, few run after the catch plays, and good blocking. In the end, he's replaceable, unfortunately. Bring in the new cycle of backup tight ends, and he joins the legion of Mike Gesicki and Jonnu Smith to be sacrificed after 1 year.
Oh my God. Yeah. Remember? God, second guy. But both of them had
Yeah,
a great year last
yeah,
year.
they're
Yeah.
fucking crushing it.
I think I'm in lockstep with you because I think, and I'm not going to bring up who, but I do think that the Patriots could trade for a tight end who's in the league now, who I think could eventually take over for Hunter Henry too. So, or they could draft one as well. A couple guys in the draft they could do. Yeah, I think you move on from Hooper. Like you said, he's replaceable and not in any sort of a diminishing or negative way. It's just like he's not the starter. Like Hunter Henry is
No.
the starter, like confirmed captain, great player. Like, yeah, I think you can get a good backup, maybe a young backup who could eventually take over for Henry, like I said. Yeah. Which sucks though, because
Yeah,
he was good. I think out of those
he was
three,
awesome
he's probably the
by
most
far.
memorable. Yeah.
I agree completely, which sucks. And you want to reward him for it, but
Nah, he'll
he's
get
also
he'll get a
he's
good
older.
contract somewhere else though. He'll get a good
I
contract
hope
somewhere
so.
else.
Or if the pattern recognizes, he'll go somewhere else to a better team and ball out.
He'll go to the Chiefs and back up Kelsey and have
Yeah,
like
and crush it.
800 yards. Yeah, it'll be something
Yeah,
stupid.
and we'll
Yeah.
be furious.
Mhm.
All right, Jalen Hawkins. I actually think this guy stays.
Mhm.
Versatile, still relatively young guy who played 55% of snaps last year. It's going to be a completely different crew on defense, but if we don't have a spot for a veteran backup defensive back on the low, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, I'm in. I got no complaints. I'm not even going to keep this one
Yeah.
long. Short and sweet. I like him. He flashed on the screen, as Skip Bayless likes to say. Yeah, keep him.
Yeah,
Going to be
like
cheap too. He's not going to be expensive.
yeah, and we need the help. Defensive back,
Hmm.
corner, safety, it doesn't matter. This guy's been around. He's going to play safety, obviously,
Yep.
but we certainly could use him.
Mhm.
Uh, Joey Sly. I said I think he could be back on another prove it deal. New regime coming in, has holes in every part of the boat. At least you know what you're getting in Sly. Pretty okay kicker.
Yeah, I know it's not an entertaining podcast to be like this, but dude, I don't. I'm with you. I don't disagree. There's no discourse. It's a kicker.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like until you get like how do kickers even get in the league? Like, do you have to draft one? Like, I don't know what they
Yeah,
do.
most of them are
Like,
undrafted. If they're really
yeah,
sick, you draft them, but even the sick ones can end up like
yeah. I'm
Roberto
cool with
Aguayo.
just riding with him, and then maybe you draft a guy late undrafted, sign one off the scrap heap if Sly starts to diminish. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, 1 year deal.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now we move on to Christian Ellis. Christian Ellis staying may just be hope of my own. Good fucking English, Liam. But one of the feel good stories from last year's blinding lights of an oncoming car type season that we just dealt with. He compiled 80 total tackles, 5 quarterbacks hits, an interception, a pass defended, a forced fumble, and a recovery, and 1.5 sacks. Lock this guy up.
This is one of the guys that, like, all your championship teams, they have like the people that only the fans know, almost like a Rob Ninkovich type. And
Yeah,
Rob Ninkovich gained a little bit more, popularity or whatever. But I think
yeah.
Christian
But he's a
Ellis
New
could be
England guy.
this type of guy. Yeah. Where like he's the guy who, like, he's not going to make crazy plays, but like you'll hear, I can just picture John Gruden, and here's a guy, Ellis, you don't hear much about him, but
He's a
he's a
Gruden
dog.
grinder.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you, he will be. I think if Ellis stays here and this defense plays well, he could be one of those that no one talks about him, but he's going to be my grinder of the week. Christian
Yeah, he's
Ellis
a
had a
Gruden. He is a
sack,
Gruden
a
grinder.
couple tackles, a forced fumble. This guy, he just plays football.
I
Like, yeah, I'm
really,
in.
I think he's a lot. He's like the Patriots, Zach Bond.
Yes, yeah. I want Christian Ellis. I want him on the team. Like, I won't be devastated if he doesn't come back, but no, I want Christian Ellis on the team.
I actually would be pretty devastated. I just think he's got something. And if
Yeah.
he's going to be as versatile, like that's a crazy stat list that he put up this season. We weren't great, but damn, him and Juwan Bentley together seemed like a great duo.
Yeah, that'd be good. And then obviously you're going to add pieces too. So Ellis isn't going to
Yeah.
have to play, out of his position, play more. Yeah, I would love this one. And I think he can fill in a game or two here and there if someone gets hurt. Yeah, I want it. But crazy, he has two S's on the end of his name. I kind of like that too.
Yeah,
Like, just fucking weird.
Ellis. His
Yeah,
brother's in the
Ellis.
league too. I think he
Yeah.
plays for the Commanders. He's pretty all right.
Yeah, I like
We
it.
got we have the better Ellis though, that's for sure. All right,
Clearly.
next, Ben Brown. I said pondered over them needing Brown as young line depth. Think it's possible at a 30% shot that he comes back, but overall, I believe an overhaul is coming. Had a few smiling moments, but mostly a losing battle of a season for him. He tried fucking hard out there, but there's only so much he could do.
Yeah, I mean he played well, and I think people forget the backup, the future center for the Patriots is on the team already. David
Yeah,
Andrews is here, but Jake Andrews, people forget the Patriots draft him. He was on the trajectory to be the next center. He got hurt
yes,
before
of
the year
course.
last year. He
When
was
we
out the
needed
whole
him
year.
most.
Yeah, yeah, and of course, when he got hurt, people. Yeah, I think I was one of them. We were on this podcast, like, yeah, like whatever. Okay, you're not gonna like a backup center isn't gonna be like the need. And of course,
Yeah.
Andrews goes down. It's a
You're
fucking
like,
train
fuck
wreck.
me.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
that
think
was a
Ben Brown,
nightmare.
unfortunately, the other Andrews, Jake, is gonna take his spot. I wouldn't hate if he comes back, but yeah, I think he might be just a casualty of too many people in the room.
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah.
gone. I think he's just going to be made way for somebody better. Next is Alex Austin. I would like him gone. But
Well,
if I'm going to give Jalen Hawkins that sentiment that I gave earlier, Austin gets it too. Maybe with even more leeway because he's younger.
yeah. I think he's got that dog in him, as they say. I think he like, he likes to play the position. Depth is always good too, because you got Christian Gonzalez, maybe Jonathan Jones, but you got Marcus Jones as well. Like, you can't deplete a room just because you're like, oh, we don't need this guy because you don't know who you're gonna have. So yeah, I think I wouldn't hate it. All these guys are going to be cheap anyway, so you can sign them if you want.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get blown out of the water by other teams, but yeah, I think if you're going to give Jalen Hawkins a chance, or like a roster spot, I think Alex Austin would be a good signing. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in.
I don't want him, but I think he'll be around. I don't know. I'm not impressed. Nothing I saw really that made me want to sign him, but I know
I
he'll
don't
be
want
back,
him, but
and
he'll be here.
that's
So what?
kind of annoying. Yeah. So last on the list, Jaquay Jackson.
Oh
My
yeah.
little blurb about him, textbook practice squad player I'll watch for the next 2 years, boasting about his preseason plays to my dad. And in 5 years, I'll be on this podcast being like, do you guys remember Jaquay Jackson? I think he's coming back. He's just going to be a practice squad guy.
So actually, I'm pretty sure. I thought that they just signed him,
Did they? I
didn't
did
they?
this maybe 2 days
6 days ago. Yeah. Okay. So
Oh,
yeah, it just happened. They signed him to a
good.
deal. They re-signed him to a just because you said the name, and then when you started talking about preseason, I was like, oh yeah, because
He
he
had that
had a
Joe Milton
play in the
touchdown.
preseason. Yeah. Yeah. So they signed him to a
Oh,
deal.
I was
Yeah, it
at that
just says
game.
they signed him, so it might just be like a 1 year deal, probably.
Yeah, he's going to be
Um,
a practice squad guy.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it just says they're re-signing him. I know he was an unrestricted free agent, so yeah, they probably signed him to like a 1 year deal, whatever. So basically, everything you said is true. He's going to be a
Yeah.
practice squad
Yeah.
guy. He's going to make some good plays in like the second preseason game.
A
He's
hundred
going to land on
percent,
the
just like
practice
he did.
squad.
I think he broke
Yeah,
his leg in the preseason, broke his wrist. He
that was
broke
the thing.
something, which
Yeah, yeah, he
sucked.
broke his
Yeah,
leg. Hmm.
yeah. So he'll definitely get another shot,
Yeah,
which is definitely why they re-signed him. So all that, and I did rough math here. This is my fucking off
whatever.
season, not Al's. So my math probably isn't up to par, but that roughly leaves us with about 96 million left over.
And the cap just went up. Like I think like
Yes.
nine
So
million bucks
that
or
doesn't even
something.
take into account this. So
Yeah.
honestly, we
The,
probably
the,
have
the
more.
money is not a problem like for the
Yes.
Patriots. So okay, all right, yeah, I like it. So who would you, if you had to pick, like the two people you would really like want them to sign out of that group? I know you had your streamer thoughts in your journal there,
Yeah.
but who would
So
you say like
Christian
if you had
Ellis
to
is number
pick?
one by
Yeah,
far. Christian Ellis, and number two, I guess by default, the next best productive one would be Wise, but it has to
cool.
be at a
I'm with you.
certain deal. I don't want to overpay for him.
Yep, I'm with you. Yeah, I think those are good ones. I might throw Jonathan Jones in there
Yeah,
instead of one of them, maybe. But either way, those two, I'm cool. If you can get
he
that, because
just
you
didn't
can plug the
impress
holes
me.
elsewhere.
I went back and looked at the film, and fuck, he tackles really hard. Like I like Jonathan Jones.
Mhm.
Like he's really trying his
He's
ass off out
good.
there. But just in the number one job a corner has to do is coverage. He kind of
Hmm.
ate shit a lot. So
Yeah,
that was a tough one.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. No, I'm
now
with you. I'm with you.
briefly want to talk about extensions here. I really only have two, one of which is going to be a question to you because I couldn't even think about it myself. But Marcus Jones, I think that's a lock.
Oh,
3 year, $25 million deal, regardless of injuries. We need this dude.
do I love Marcus Jones.
Yeah.
I don't
I
care.
never
I
want him to
know,
leave ever.
dude, I know injuries and all that stuff, but like he is just because he's what he's got. This is his final year, right? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, sign him, lock him down. I think he can be a good corner, but he's also a great returner as well. Like you lock up
Yes.
two positions essentially. So yeah, get him. I don't care what you have to do to re-sign him. Like if you can have, because like when you have a defensive backfield, like him and Christian Gonzalez kind of growing together, that's a thing. Kind of like offensive line. Like, you get used to how each other plays. Yeah, you got to resign him. That'd be
Yes.
great.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer in my
Mhm.
eyes. And then the other one I couldn't even fucking decide on was Cole Strange. I think I want him back.
You you and I were strangers when he got
Yeah,
signed. We were
big
big time
time.
strangers.
Yeah, love 69.
So so the thing is, there's talk of him potentially being center, but that happened last year, and I do think that a lot of people kind of pushed. And I keep bringing up his name. He's going to be my Ronnie Perkins. People keep like pushing Jake Andrews to the side, but like I
Yeah,
think he's
he
gonna
is going
be
to
the
be a Ronnie
guy.
Perkins.
So if you can have Jake Andrews and put him at left guard, or I guess right guard if you can switch him, whatever. I don't know. Do you sign him to like a because you don't want to sign him to a 1 year prove it deal because if he plays well, he's going to get a bigger contract because offensive linemen are always in need. So like, do you sign him to like a 2 year kind of a like incentive laden type deal where it's like if you're healthy, you can do
There
this, like
has to be that
right?
stipulation. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a question. I think that's one I want to next week. I want to pose that to Al too, just to see like what he'd say because I know he wasn't as high on Cole Strange as we were. Um, I still want him here. The guy is awesome too. Like in all his
He
interviews,
is.
like
He seems
seems like
so
such
cool.
a nice guy. So yeah, I
Big
think you get
time
him
want to get a
here.
beer with that guy.
And then honestly, dude, like having backup linemen, we saw it this year. You need it. So yeah, I
Mm.
would extend him 2 years, and it's going to be one where he gets extended, and you're going to see people be like, "Why would you extend him?" Blah blah blah, and it's like you need quality backup lineman or a
Yeah.
starter at left guard because he was good when he
Yeah.
played.
And even though he hasn't played, fuck, he's one of the best linemen we got, which we only have like two of them, but
It's
still.
ridiculous. Yeah, no, I would take both of them, but in Marcus Jones to me is a no brainer. Cole Strange, you got to make sure that there's some incentives in there though.
Yeah, it's got to be
Yeah.
a good deal.
Mhm.
All right, so let's get to the fun here, free agency.
Ooh, ooh.
So Al talks a big game on Ronnie Stanley, and this is why I gave Al a C. And Al, if you're listening, you silly lad, you, I understand that we have a ton of money and we want to go out and get all the brand name top star supers superstars out there. I know we want to go out and get these fucking guys. But let's be realistic. We fucking blow. And Ronnie Stanley probably isn't going to want to come here. And if he does, then we have to pay him exuberant amount of money, which he's
Mhm.
probably not worth the crazy price tag we're going to give him, even though he's a very, 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 very good offensive tackle. He is probably not worth the overhaul that we're going to give him. So I swayed just slightly. Al had the right idea, just the wrong execution. I went with his teammate, Pat Mercari, on a 3 year, $21 million deal. A fair deal for a guy who's more than reliable and versatile, can play guard and tackle. But, we're going to need him at probably both, almost
Mhm.
certainly tackle. So that seemed like a great fit to me.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So what? He'd be right tackle, right? That's where he'd
Uh,
be slotted in.
I was thinking left.
Most likely. Okay, yeah, or left, yeah, wherever. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you get priced out or outbought on Ronnie Stanley, yeah,
which we
there's
almost
nothing
certainly
wrong with
will.
that. Which and I think this is what a lot of people and I don't know if this has anything to do with your off-season building. You don't need A+ starters at every position. If you
Yeah.
can have a B level left tackle, right guard,
Yes, this
whatever, that
isn't
is still
Madden. We
great.
don't need to go out and get Orlando Pace and
No,
Jonathan Ogden
not
and
every
all
team
these
is the Eagles.
monsters.
No.
Yeah, 100%. And even the
Yep.
Eagles don't have that. They balled out with um Mekhi Becton, who is about to be out of the league because he was terrible with the
Hmm.
Jets, and now he's playing
Yeah.
well. So like you can
Yeah. So
get
no, I'm
guys
good
like
with that.
that, and it works out well. So then
Yep.
I'm really, the theme of this is obviously offensive line because we're fucking
As it
awful.
should be.
Yeah. So I did Kevin Zietler, the Lions guard as well. Let's get him in there. He can be opposite guard to Cole Strange, and then we can play Onwenu at right tackle or left tackle. If we're feeling dangerous, we could put Pat Mercari on the other side, but I like Onwenu as right tackle.
Okay. Yeah. No, I am. Yeah. I mean, I like didn't even think of guards really because I think I like obviously the focus is on tackles. And if you can get a Lions guy, I love the
Yeah,
Lions, so I'm
they
in.
crushed it until the end, but
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
fucking
Until
offensive
yeah.
line was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like that. Yeah. Just shore up. I'm happy that offensive line is your like big thing.
Mm.
Gotta shore it up.
And it's
Gotta
super
shore it up.
boring. And like no one's gonna love my free agents and draft picks because it's boring as fuck, but we need it. And also like if he could understand Ben Johnson's very complicated offensive playbook with fucking tackles, getting pitches and throwing passes, then I think he can
Hmm.
understand Josh McDaniel's system.
Yeah,
Um, all right,
and I
now we
like it.
get into the wide receivers, and I was stuck between two, but I'm leaning heavily towards one, and you'll be surprised that I'm leaning toward this guy and not the other. But for shits and gigs, and because I also think it would be valuable bringing back Nelson Aguilar just as wide receiver depth. He's good.
Oh,
He's a free agent. He has great hands. And every
does he?
2 years, he's really good. And this would be, he wasn't great last year. This would be the year. He's super good. The pattern has continued this whole year. So there is going to be a big Nelson Aguilar year coming. Whether it's with the Patriots or not is up to be
Al,
determined.
I know you're listening to this and you probably want, come on, Liam, or some
Yeah.
bullshit.
Al's
I am
furious. I
there
know
with
he
you.
is.
This is
Mhm.
nonsense. This is propaganda from a lunatic.
It
That's what
is.
this
It
is.
is.
But okay.
But he's not the guy I'm leaning towards. The guy I'm leaning more towards would be Sterling Shepard with the Bucks. I
Ooh,
think he's young, undervalued, and can come in here a fucking regular sized receiver. He's not too small, he's not too tall, and fucking A, he can catch the ball, and that's about all we need right now. I liked him on the Giants, and I liked him even
mhm.
more on the Bucks.
Yeah, I like him too. Neither here nor there, but I had him in Madden. He was really good when
Yeah,
I had him on the Patriots in
yeah.
Madden. So,
He balls.
no, but like real
He's
life though, yeah,
particularly good in
Sterling
Madden.
Shepard would be a good one. Sterling
Yeah.
Shepard would be a good little ad. I would pick him over Aguilar. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
I
I
just
would
don't
too,
want
even though it
Aguilar.
hurts. My heart says no, but my head says yes.
Yeah, well, I think the Patriots are going to say no too. But yeah, Sterling
I
Shepard would be
think
a
so.
good one. Okay. Yeah, I like
All
that.
right. And same with Al. Again, Al, you're adorable. You're so close. You're almost there. If you were going through the maze, you'd starve to death right before you take the right that gets you out of the maze. You're so close, but you're just off. And we go to an Eagles defensive lineman. I don't want to win the Josh Sweat overpay sweepstakes. That does not sound fun for me, and it definitely doesn't sound good for the Patriots organization. I instead shifted and went with Milton Williams, the defensive tackle that has crushed it for the Birds. We'll get him at a much cheaper price. He's ranked number 2 in interior pressures last season. Not great at stopping the run, but he's not atrocious either. I think he was 22nd in interior lineman stopping the run. Grand scheme of things, that's pretty good, but number 2 in rushing the passer. He can be a situational guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, because how would you do with him and Christian Barmore? But if you are going to kind of plug and play here and there, I mean,
I'm going
there's
off the
worse
assumption that we
problems to
don't
have.
have Barmore next year.
Yeah, which I mean,
So
that's
take that
not
going forward.
crazy.
Yeah.
But even if he is here, that's still not a like you can divide time, which you might even want to do with Barmore coming back from
And
blood clots.
remember,
So okay,
this guy was playing with Jalen Carter, who's the man, and he was still effective with Jalen Carter. So it doesn't matter who
okay,
he's with; he can be a complimentary guy,
okay. Yeah, I like it.
especially because it's going to be situationally. And then get this, Matthew Judon. This is where that part comes in.
Get this. Yeah, I
Get this.
honestly, before you both even said it, I wasn't even thinking about Judon. Wouldn't hate it. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Him on one side, Keon White on the other. I think that'd cause havoc, so to speak. So yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I
That'd
thought
be a
that was a
fan
cool
favorite
one.
too. Get everybody going.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought it was just a feel good thing. And then here's where I drift into Al territory just for a moment. And I'm sorry for making fun of you, Al, because now I'm going to be on the same level of you. This is my wishful thinking pick.
Oh God.
Joey Bosa, who's going to be cut tomorrow by the Chargers. I think we could
Really?
throw mean money at him. It was announced today that the Chargers are going to cut him to avoid paying him his $12 million salary. He's going to be a
No
free
way,
agent.
really?
Yeah, so it was announced 2 hours ago, so I threw that in there on my way home from work.
Listen, fucking, let me tell you, if you want
That'd
to
be
make a
nice.
splash, like
That is
it,
a Shamu size splash.
the thing is though, you have the money to do it,
You do.
like you're
That's the only
not,
reason I brought it up.
Damn, that'd be a big one. That'd be a big one. And honestly, I think I would I mean not even I think obviously I would like that. Yeah, Joey Bosa. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Damn.
that one aroused me
Damn.
again. Wishful thinking, and now Al, I'm leaving your realm and coming back to reality. It was nice hanging out with you for a little bit, but we are so fucking back. All right, now we move into the draft.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
So my indecisiveness continues. Clearly, I have some sort of schizophrenia or something going on because I couldn't even nail down the first fucking pick. I could not
It's
decide. I'm
tough.
stuck between two guys, but I'm going realistic here. I'm not going to bite with Al on Travis Hunter, and I we haven't heard your offseason yet, but I'm
No.
sure it's going to be ludicrous. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely outrageous. So I'm not going to agree with you either. First round, I think Will Campbell would be a great classic
Hmm.
pick. Picking a fucking solid left tackle, even if he had a down year last year, I don't care. He was great the year before, proven track record. And
Hmm.
goddamn, just please anything to give the illusion that we're bolstering the line. But I wrote it down. I put the notebook away. The next night, I also indulged in the same substances I had before, but it affected me differently, and I leaned a different way. And I immediately, under the influence, thought instead of Will Campbell, we shift and go Mason Graham, defensive tackle out of Michigan, who truly is a monster, a game-changing monster. And we need defensive line help. Who knows when Barmore will be back? When he comes back, we could have two dominant tackles, but this blood clots thing ended Chris Bosch's career, and
Hmm.
if Christian Barmore is a third of the man our Lord and Savior Chris Bosch is, then he is not coming back from this. So I'm ready to hedge that bet. Mason Graham, who I don't want to say has Aaron Donald potential because that's some talk
That's
show
crazy.
first
Yeah,
take
that's crazy.
bullshit, but he's really fucking good and he tries really hard.
So I could so do you think would they do you think they'd be able to trade back a little bit and get Mason Graham, or do you think they'd have to stick at four?
They could, I
Just kind of
probably
like,
wouldn't
and I
even
know we
take
have
the
no way
risk.
of knowing,
Yeah, they could trade back maybe a pick or two, but I don't think it's even
but
worth the risk.
just take him
I just
there.
think
Okay.
he's
Huh.
if he's, you know, not worth the fourth pick, then he's probably worth the fifth or the sixth or at
Whatever.
latest the seventh. So
Yeah.
like just take somebody that I'm very sure he's going to be good.
Okay. Yeah. See, I wouldn't hate that because I think if you, I don't, yeah, I think pass rushing is still a good thing, is still a big thing because you are going to shore up the line at some point, maybe in the later picks, or I don't know, maybe future picks you got. I don't know what you got. Maybe you get a tackle as well. But I mean, there are a few holes to fix. So Will Campbell obviously is the one everybody's like, let's take him, let's take him, let's
Yeah.
take him. But Mason Graham would be, you gotta the best way to win in the NFL, we just saw it, is to have good lines, both sides, defensive and offensive. So I can't hate either pick. But yeah, Mason Graham though, he's his name has kind of gained steam the last like month or so because before he
Yeah.
wasn't even really brought up. But yeah, no, I'd be open to it. I've watched, watched film as much as I can as a civilian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks crazy. He looks good. He comes from, like a big school too. He's not coming from like a Lenore Ryan or whatever, like Kyle Duggar.
Yeah. Well,
He's coming from, a big school. So yeah, I think that'd be great. I mean, you can't, I don't know, man. There's really no wrong way to go with the fourth pick because there's so many holes. As long as you
yeah.
pick like a good or a player that people project as being good, like at a position of need, you're
Yeah.
good. So yeah, no, I like
Exactly
that.
what I said in my Joey Slide thing where I was like, dude, we have so many holes. Let's not let kicker be one of them. Like, as long as we just get somebody, like you said, that fills a
Mhm.
gap, I'm fine with it. So, and before I move on, I forgot I also wanted to sign Hayden Hurst as a tight end to replace Austin Hooper. Hayden Hurst ended up getting buried on the depth chart, though he still contributed pretty well behind Will Disley for the Chargers. So
I would
now
love
I
that.
think, yeah, we take Hayden Hurst, a younger
Mhm.
guy, big body. I like him.
Yep.
But anyway,
Yeah, I'm in.
so,
Yep.
so we'll move on to number two. After the first round pick, probably being a lineman with me, I'm gonna double down and go lineman second round two. I'm taking Wyatt Mill, Millum, West Virginia
The
tackle.
whole team alignment.
Stud, 100%. Dude, that's what we need. It's
Okay.
super boring. I know everyone's going to hate this draft, but Wyatt Millen is a monster. And I watch his tape. It's damn near perfect. I don't know why he's projected to go so late. I don't understand drafts at all. I
No.
think his tape is fucking flawless as a tackle. He's undersized, I think is the knock on him. But like
So
so is
what?
so is Orlando Pace. Like, come on now.
Yeah, so is Marcus Cannon. So is Shaq
Mm,
Mason. Like, so is David
yeah.
Andrews, kind of. Like,
Yeah.
who cares? If you're a good player, you're a good player.
All you have to
Yeah.
do is move someone. Yeah.
I'm fine with it, by the way, because I think like a lot of the boring drafts, that's what has you, kind of start to build winning teams. Like the
Yeah.
Patriots need offensive line help. You got
Yeah.
to get them somehow. So yeah, draft them. You got your offensive lineman for the next 8 years or so. Fuck yeah, I'm
Yes.
all in. Yeah, I'm all
You
in. I would love
crawl
that.
so you can walk and
Yep,
walk so you can run. This year
exactly.
we have a boring draft. Next year we have a dynamic fucking draft when we know
Love it.
what we need on offense. So
I'm
I'm
in.
I'm trying to think long term here. So third round, 69th overall pick. Nice. I'm going with a need to replace Jonathan Jones, who I do think is gone. I'm going with Zy Alexander from Louisiana State University. I like this dude a lot. He uses all of his 6'2" frame. Dude's a monster.
6'2". Okay,
13
he's big.
career interceptions. Loves to make plays on the ball. Doesn't get overzealous when doing so. His concerns are injuries. He tore his ACL in 23 and had a concussion last year. Recovered from both of them perfectly with little drop off. And he doesn't have top end speed. And those it would be the knocks on him. But overall, I want a 6'2" fucking corner that
Yep.
goes out there and locks it down.
You don't need the top end speed because you got Gonzalez who's going to play
Yeah.
against, the number one guy, assuming you also have Marcus Jones who can cover the faster guys. So yeah, and
Yes.
that's why I don't know if you heard, I whispered it kind of out of the mic. He's tall, 6'2". That's big. Yeah, give
Yeah.
me a big corner, the Richard Sherman type, the Cam Chancellor
Yeah.
type bodies. Like, give me the big guys.
We won a Super Bowl with Brandon Browner, who does not have
Brandon
top
Browner.
end
Yep.
speed. Yes, does
No,
not
but
have
he's
top end
big.
speed.
And
Doesn't
see, this
matter.
is see the thing is, dude, Mike Vrabel knows this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm in. Like, yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah, third round corner. Let's go. That seems like a corner that's going to be here for like 5-6 years. I'm in.
Yeah.
Six
I like
two,
it. He's got a cool
six
name
two.
too, Zy Alexander. I know 6'2" is really juicy.
Yes,
We haven't
I
had a 6'2" corner.
Alexander is a good corner name. I'm in.
It
Good
is.
football name.
I wonder if he's related to Alexander on the Packers. I'm not sure. But third round, 77th overall pick, Savion Williams. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that first name correctly, but again, another receiver that would give you pause, has had concentration drop issues. But how many times are we going to screw up on a wide receiver? You got to think at some point it's got to be. Our luck has to turn around.
A lot of
And I'm just
averages.
hoping here. Yes, because this dude is 6'5", 225 pounds. And if we're not going to get Tech McMillan, I want that same archetype. And if this guy's a project, fucking so be it. This is our second, third round pick. And if we're taking this guy as a project, he's a more promising project than Jalen Polk is already.
Yeah, not saying much. Who?
What do you mean?
What's his name?
I already said Savion Williams. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it
Oh, okay. So I did.
correctly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
might. Yeah, you
Yeah.
must have got
Yeah.
a Savion. What cool name? I
Yeah.
like it. I'm in.
Savion
You said
Williams. Yeah.
6'5".
6'5",
Fuck
225.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Hell yeah.
monster. Williams boasts an outstanding frame that he used to dominate in contested catch situations at TCU, as he hauled in an impressive 28 of 38 contested targets throughout his college career. We heard this all with Jalen Polk, so I
You
didn't
heard it with
even want
N'Keal
to read
Harry.
off that stat line. But yeah, we heard it also with N'Keal Harry.
Yeah,
So
but you
yeah,
know what, dude? Like the whole like concentrated drops issue or whatever, you can coach that out. I mean, Adrian Peterson had fumble issues when he first started. Like
yeah,
you can
and
you
never
can
caught the
coach
ball.
issues out. So
Yeah,
yeah, no, I'm big bodies. I would love that. Big bodies at corner, big bodies at receiver. I'm in 6'5", 225, 220. Yep. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Give him a year to develop, because you'll have some people in the room. Yeah, get him in here.
So for the fourth pick, and I don't feel great about it because I wanted to take an edge rusher, but I couldn't find any edge rusher worth taking at this point, and
Mm.
none of them really just jumped off the screen to me. So I settled for another, I guess what would be a future need with high upside. I picked Devin Neal, Kansas running back. This guy,
Smart.
stud. I don't know if you know anything about him. Great pass catcher. Loves to, get this, thrives in the screen game. No more needs
James
to be said.
White, where are you at? Oh,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has incredible vision, extremely dangerous in the open field, all that stuff. Slightly undersized frame limits his effectiveness as an every down back. He's going to be behind Ramondre and most likely Antonio Gibson. I'm super not worried about it. He's
Mhm.
not a dominant power runner. Pass protection skills are only subpar. Limited route tree doesn't matter. We're not fucking running complicated routes out of the backfield. He's not going to be James White. No one's
Mhm.
ever going to be James White.
Nope.
May need to improve lower body strength. Easily can do that.
Mhm.
So
I'm
I
in.
had him in the
Yeah, I
fourth
think you
round.
need it. Yeah, I think you need it because I think you can wait a year if you wanted to. Wait a year, maybe two, but probably just wait a year to draft Stevenson's like direct backup. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you got to get your pass catching back in there. Yeah, I'm in. I'm
Yeah.
in
And
on
we
him.
have Gibson for one more year to kind of show
Mhm.
him the ropes of being a pro.
Yep. Yeah, I like it.
So in the fifth round, 144th overall pick, I had the Patriots picking defensive lineman JJ Pegs. Pegues. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly either, but yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Sure. We'll go pegs. We'll go
Yes.
pegs.
So in my description, Pegs is one of the most fun prospects in this year's class, a run-stifling defensive lineman. He has been productive in his 3 seasons at Ole Miss. Um, here we go. The fifth-year tackle has 58 run stops with the Rebels, including 22 in 2024. That would give him an immediate role in bolstering New England's defensive front.
Mhm.
What makes Peg stand out is the number 7. Do you know anything about this?
No, why? Seven.
7
Seven.
is the amount of rushing touchdowns he had as a defensive lineman. They threw him in the backfield and
Ooh,
gave
Josh
him the rock.
McDaniels. Hearts for
Yeah.
eyes right now.
I
Damn.
love the idea, even if they never use him as such. I just love those guys, and I hope they still carry on that Patriots legacy of, oh, if you can do that, we want you.
I think they will. No, see, I mean, the phrase that caught my mind, you said run stopper. I think the Patriots need that. Like you said, he can immediately come in. Yeah, I think they need that. I mean, granted, injuries kind of, impacted their, rush or their run stopping ability last year. But yeah, I think not only do you need pass rushers, you also need run stoppers. Like the Patriots need a lot of things. Yeah, I like this
Mm,
one. And then, like you said, just that versatility where like McDaniels could toss him back there and have some crazy offensive shit going on.
yeah, just the possibility is
Mhm.
cool. And even if you
Yep.
put him back there, maybe they've scouted that he could run the ball and we never have him run the ball. At very least,
Mhm.
it takes attention away. It just opens up
I
possibilities.
like
It's
it though.
fun.
No, I like it. Fifth round pick is a good one to kind of come in, ease your way into, stopping the run. I like it.
Yeah, and he's
Mhm.
proven he's been a fucking productive player. So
Mhm.
seventh round, 219th overall. I'm taking Cody Simon, defensive MVP of the Natty, and from Mike Vrabel's alma mater, the Ohio State University.
Mhm.
Guy tries super hard. He's an undersized linebacker, so he's going to fall this late. Might get picked up in the sixth round if that's the case, but at very least, if he's here, I think it's a no-brainer. He's just a scrappy linebacker like Christian
Mhm.
Ellis, who tries really hard.
Yeah, I think when you're picking like this late, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for players that, the scrappy, the gritty guys, the effort
Yeah.
guys, who they're not going to wow you with their, whatever combine
Yeah.
times or
What are the
whatever, but they're
euphemisms they
gonna
use to describe white guys? It's like hard hat and lunch pail.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Yeah, that's what you're looking for here in like the sixth, seventh
yeah.
round, whatever. Yeah, yeah, that's what
First
it
one
is.
in,
So
last one out.
yeah,
High effort, high intensity
high
guy.
effort. Yep, high effort is
Yeah.
the way. Yeah, first one in, last one out. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's what you said. Yep. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm down with that. Yeah, anyone here. I mean, because if you're getting picked there, they got a chip on their shoulder. They're coming in wanting to play. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in with it. It's a linebacker too. You can never have too
Yeah.
many linebackers. So
100%.
yeah, yeah, I like that though.
So now I'm just taking flyers here. We're at the back half of the fucking seventh. So I'm just shooting from the hip
Whoever we
players
got.
that I noticed throughout the season that I think could be cool, maybe could be something, or maybe won't be anything at all. They very well might not even make the roster. But I'm gonna sway from Travis Hunter as a wide receiver on Colorado. I'm going with his teammate LaJohntay Wester, Colorado wide receiver, listed at 5'11", 167 pounds. This dude is he's weighs, he's the weight of a carton of milk.
He's a little
Soaking
guy,
wet. He's fucking tiny, yes,
little
but a
guy.
very reliable target, hauling in 31 of 64 contested catches throughout his college career. After transferring to Colorado from Florida Atlantic, he also showcased his playmaking ability after the catch, recording 85 career explosive plays. Dude's just a firecracker, and if we could take a shot on another Pop Douglas kind of figure, so fucking be it.
So I could see that because I feel like you get a lot of wide receivers in like the late rounds like this because people
Yeah,
are like, listen, you got like one trait, like you're quick, you're shifty, you're fast,
yeah.
you
Let's
can catch the
steer into
ball.
that.
Let's take you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, I could. This might be the one that hits. You know how like I feel like every draft you pick one guy that hits. I think this
Yeah.
this might be the one. This
It's
might
like
be
I
the
feel
one.
like it's either wide receivers or defensive backs this late. And
Hmm.
it's like, like we had Marcelo Style on the team last year. He was a seventh rounder, I'm quite
Hmm.
sure. And he wasn't particularly
Yeah,
exceptional, but a physical
he
guy.
was fine.
So
Yeah,
for my last pick in the Patriots draft, seventh round, 240th overall, I'm going with Ethan Downs, edge rusher from the University of Oklahoma. Pretty above average rusher with a good win rate percentage and shows potential. Fucking just a flyer. I really
flyer. Why
wanted to
not?
address edge rusher in the fourth round. I really wanted to get it in here. Just couldn't exactly find it, but I was able to justify it with Mason Graham
Hmm.
possibly being our first round pick. And you
No,
can go
you just get
if we
bodies.
fucking if we swing and take Joey Bosa, none of this fucking matters.
Oh yeah, you get Joey Bo. I think that throws off everything because it's like we don't even
Yeah,
need Mason Graham. Let's get
a
whoever.
hundred
Yeah,
percent. But then if you get him and you get Mason Graham, that's a dynamic
yeah, yeah. No, then you got the
defensive
'07
tackle.
Giants. Yeah, that's true.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, like you said, at this point you're just taking flyers on people you think are projects. So who knows? But yeah, you can, like I said, you can never have, you want to draft a bunch of linebackers, bunch of edge rushers, bunch of defensive backs, maybe. People just develop into solid players. They don't have to be starters, they don't have to be pro bowlers or anything like that. But just if you can get quality plug and play backup starters, whatever, in these late rounds, that's all that matters. So and like you said, you're
100%.
picking positions of need. So yeah, I like it. I like
Yep.
it.
So that's what I got. That was
There
my
we go.
extensive plan. It's not flashy. We're not going out and getting any superstars. We're not trading for Justin Jefferson. We're not getting Ronnie Stanley. We're not getting any of these fucking guys. Rome wasn't built in a day, and this Patriots next dynasty is not going to be built in a day.
So for receivers, all you had was Sterling Shepard, right? That was
Yeah.
the only one really, and then you had
Sterling
like
Shepard,
the
and then
draft
I
as well.
had the draft, which
Yeah.
I
Okay.
had, yeah, with the late round flyer
Hmm.
on what's his name. But like I'm not worried about receivers. I'm entirely focused on offensive linemen. If
Yeah.
we have
No,
to
you got to
rock
build.
in there, yeah, if we have to rock in there with the same receiving core, a lot of people think it's the worst receiving core in the league. I wouldn't put it that far. It's definitely
No.
not at the top. But honestly, if you have all the protection in the world, people will get open.
No, I mean, you saw it. Like, Drake May produced with, the worst offensive line in the league, and he was throwing to
Yeah,
Kayshawn Booty exclusively.
100%.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
And
basically.
we still have him. And Kendrick Bourne's
And
more than serviceable.
you also have Josh McDaniels. People are forgetting, there isn't going to be
Mm,
an offense where you just drop back and just look. There's going to be hot routes. There's going to be, routes designed to get
yeah.
people open. There's going
We're
to be,
going to run
shifting
the
the pocket.
rock and play action will
Yep.
open these guys up from the jump. They
Mhm.
don't even need to make a move at the line of scrimmage. They will be open from the jump.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I think like that's the thing. People talk about all these players the Patriots can get, but the coaching staff is the biggest addition this year. You got people who they're not just going to say, "Hey, you have talent, go out there and get open." They're going to scheme you. They're going to play you up to get open. That's what McDaniels does.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I think this wide receiver core can be top 15, top 16 in the league. And I think that's fine. Especially because with T. Higgins and Chris Godwin likely not to be moving on from their teams, those are your top two guys. Why extend yourself and get crazy and get these other guys? Like if you want to take a flyer on like Stephon Diggs or Amari Cooper and DeAndre Hopkins for like
Yeah.
a year or two,
So
that's
be it.
fine.
Yeah.
But like next year, like you got to draft a guy, hopefully build him up, or just wait until next year to get a superstar then, or draft a guy then. Like, we're, like you said, Rome wasn't built in a day. As much as I want to say it, the Patriots are not going to be competing for a Super Bowl right now. They're doing the Lions trajectory. You got to build in the trenches, then you get your Jameer Gibbs, then you get your Amon-Ra St. Brown type guys. You know what I mean? So no, I think you both have it. I think, I'm going to give you a B plus because I like the offensive line stuff. I do. You got
Yeah.
to shore it up. You got to shore it
It's a
up.
no-brainer, especially after watching the Super Bowl, which is like the most redundant talking point from any
But still,
sports radio. It's like, oh my God, the Eagles really proved you need a good offensive and defensive line. Like, yeah,
you do.
fucking obviously. Like the 49ers proved it too with the last like 5 years, like
Yeah.
obviously. But it's true and it stands true. And I
Yeah, you
still
do.
address the wide receivers. I forgot I took Savion Williams from Texas Christian University in the
Cool.
third round, and then I took the flyer on LeJohntay Wester
Yeah.
toward the end.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're going to have people in there. I mean, the Patriots wide receivers are not horrible. Keyshawn Boutte and Douglas are good guys. Maybe Baker or Polk kind of gets their head out of their ass, but you got Kendrick Bourne as well. Hunter Henry. Like, this is a fine offense. Obviously you want them to add people, but if they're rolling into it how they are, it's not going to be the end of the world. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I like it. I mean, I would have no issue. I mean, both you and Al kind of went a different path, but the same route, I guess, or same route, different path. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'll have mine next week. I'll go
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
go in
psyched for
depth
that.
as well. Yeah, yeah. I think there's some players you guys didn't mention that I have my eyes on. There's some players you did that I'll probably steer away from just since you said them already. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
If
Other
if
than
you really
that,
like a player, have a little overlap. It'll just make me feel
oh
better
yeah,
about my
yeah. No,
pick.
there's definitely so like there's the guy that you said, a couple guys Al said, where I'm like, oh shit, I may have had them on my list. We'll see what
And
happens.
now that I brought up, made the Joey Bosa news to you, like that's gonna be
Well,
obviously on
now
my
I'm like
list.
Joey Bosa. I might have him on there. Like, who
Yeah,
knows? Who
yeah, you
knows?
kind of have to. Yeah, he's a
Yeah, I
fucking
didn't even
monster
know
when
that.
he's
That'd be
healthy.
great. That'd be big.
Yeah,
But yeah, so other than that, did you have anything you want to touch on, talk about before we got out of here?
no, I think that nails it,
That's it. There we go. Yeah, I'm excited, man. We got like 3 weeks
dude. So
until
psyched.
free
I
agency,
hope it
but
flies by because this is killing me.
I'm sure we're gonna start to get some things leaked out or some news. Maybe some players are gonna release people or they're not tagging people or whatever it is. So we'll see. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens. But yeah, so that was Tuck Rule Takes episode 168. Al was
sports
here. He
betting.
left. We already did that, man.
Okay, cool.
We did
Just wanna
that.
make
Al
sure.
reminded me. I'm sitting there looking at my post-it note. Al reminded me. But yeah,
What a
so
guy.
for Al, who's not with us anymore for today, he's still alive. Liam, I'm Mike. This was Tuck Rule Takes. We'll see
Al's
you
gonna
guys next week.
fucking hate my take.
Fuck, whatever. At some point, like I said to start the episode, it may not be normal drop date, but we will have an episode out for you next week. Life comes
Yeah.
in the way. We're in the dog days of sports right now, so we'll see what happens. But we will talk to you next week. Other than that, that's it. I think we'll end it on Sweet Feet. You got to end it on Sweet Feet. We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, we do.
Sweet Feet.
Sweet feet.